Well, I was born in the States, but my father was a civil engineer, and so he and I not only had a lot of fun with Legos when I was growing up, but we also moved around in different projects and things like that he would build, work on. And so by the time I was 8, we had lived in 7 different places. And then when I was 8, we moved to Saudi Arabia. And I really consider my time in Saudi from 8 to about 15 the really formative years of my life. We lived in an American, well, a Western compound, a company compound, but it was a terrific place with lots of people from around the States and beyond. It's a very strange kind of world. I got to know people from all of the oil spots around the world. And a girl that I had lived in, before we went to Saudi, I lived in Alaska as well for 2 years in Valdez. And a girl I had been in 2nd grade with ended up in my 5th grade class from Valdez to a little town called Udaliya, Saudi Arabia. And it was a wonderful world to live in for a little kid. And the compound life was extremely structured in some sense on the outside, but on the inside we were allowed to do just whatever we wanted. And the things our parents let us do, catch different kinds of scorpions or race around in the desert on our bikes, were the kinds of things that, if I thought about it now, how did they manage to stay sane knowing what we were doing? But it was a good life. And then we would travel. Every year we had 6 weeks of travel vacation time, and we would invariably go around the world, basically, one way or the other, spend a lot of time back in the States at home with our family, but also just go and visit parts of the world. And I realize now what an unspeakable gift that was, both to realize something of the enormous differences that exist in the world in terms of ways of living and ways of organizing your time and things like that, ways of eating what you eat, but also just the rare, unspeakable blessings in many ways of an ordinary life, especially one lived here. I say to my wife now that whenever I go to the grocery store in the States, I still feel this unspeakable thrill for this one instant. It's a very weird thing. I'm not entirely proud of it, but just the awareness of the range of things you can buy in the store, it still astonishes me, and I still don't find myself taking it for granted fully. And that's been an interesting fact.